and we are live. So,
I see.
hello, everyone who's watching right now. You probably thought, oh, where were they? It's, 50 minutes late. But yeah, here we are, or 20 minutes, and it's all perfect. Welcome to this Facebook Live for the Best Life Creation Society. I'm here with Sue. Today, not with Brit. Brit is having a party, also very important. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, but we are here with a lovely Sue from you're from Florida, right?
Very good. Good memory.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So the weather must be a little bit warmer than here in Holland.
Probably. I don't know what it's doing in
Yeah,
Holland, but yeah, today it's about 78. It's actually windy and a little rainy, but yeah, nice. What's it
nice.
doing over there?
I don't know in Fahrenheit, but in Celsius, it's about 19, 18. And I think that's about 60 or
Sounds about right.
70.
Sounds
60, I
about right.
think. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Oh,
so, but see my, I have like this warm cardigan. Um,
and I'm a
really, yeah,
sleeveless. My bottom half has shorts on.
yeah. Well, welcome, Sue, because, well, it's
Thank you.
very special that you're here. For our viewers, maybe you've seen Sue before, maybe not. And maybe you know that the Best Life Creation Society also has a training for coaches to become a Best Life coach. And maybe you didn't know it, but today you will learn all about it. So, welcome. So, can you please explain a little bit or tell our viewers, who you are, what you're doing, and what you're doing, especially in Best Life?
Sure. My name is Sue Adams, and I am a life coach in addition to being a hands on body worker. In Florida, I'm a massage therapist by licensure. And I have been working in the area of mind body connections and helping to realign bodies with their inner self for about 30 years. So I've got a lot of fun and games and play going
Mm-hmm.
on there. I do teach the level 1 foundational life coaching course for Best Life Creation Society. And we do, Tineke, you're right. We have a brand new course coming up on the
Yes.
26th. So
Awesome.
to find out more about that, and obviously we can answer questions today, but to watch a little video about what it's about and perhaps see some foundational information, you can go to bestlifecreationsociety.com and
Mm-hmm.
click on classes. And there's when you click on the life coaching class, it will give you some information that will allow you to access part of it. It will have my smiling face video that will tell you a little bit more about it.
Yes. Beautiful smile.
So, what
Yeah.
else would you like to know? What
Well,
else can I
yeah.
tell you?
Well, Jen had a question. I saw a question, and Jen is something about dancing toes. Is that right, Dave? Dave is in the
Dancing
back of.
toes.
Oh, and he can't hear us.
Uh,
Hmm. That's interesting. Well, it's so funny.
okay.
This is a fun Facebook Live. It was. Oh yeah. Are you toes dancing?
Yes, they are. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. All 10 of them.
Oh, so you know what she means?
Of course.
Well, for Dutchies, for people from Holland, it's not so obvious, but please explain.
Well, in this case, we're just talking about my toes. Yeah, years and years ago, Jen and I took a course together, way back when. And one of my goals at that time was a new carpet for my bedroom. And so um, the joke kind of was I had happy toes when I got the carpet. And so I posted
Mm.
pictures of my toes on the new carpet. And so it's kind of a long story, but yes,
Ah,
but right this minute I'm on tile and they're still happy.
oh, well, that's so fun. And perhaps
Boy,
when
that
you're
was a while
watching
ago.
this, yeah, and when you're when you're watching this Facebook Live and you think, oh, what are they talking about? Or, having fun about toes? Well, be happy about the beautiful little things like toes, right?
Exactly.
And because, then you can expand. And that's all about also being a best life coach, right? To help others to feel good and
Hmm.
expand.
Yes. Yep, that's right. We are looking for our own selves because best life is really about empowering people, right? Empowering
Mm-hmm.
first ourselves and then reaching out to assist others to become empowered in their own selves and in
Mm.
alignment with themselves as well. So that is what our coaching is about, is learning how to assist others to do exactly that. So we have each other, and we work
Mm-hmm.
with each other to in an ongoing way to keep ourselves aligned and to keep ourselves in that mode, if you will.
Yeah.
And now we're looking to help other people learn how to help other people. And that's really what the level one
Right.
coaching is all about.
And um, you talk about empowerment
Hmm.
instead of personal development.
Hmm.
Hear many people talking about personal development.
Hmm.
So, can you explain a little bit what is the difference and why focusing on empowerment?
I can, from my own opinion, but there's
Mhm.
about as many opinions as to what personal development means as there are people who have opinions. um,
Oh,
but
right.
when we look at personal development, we're usually looking more at doing. Right, we're looking
Mm-hmm.
at the things, we're looking at the goals, we're looking at the results. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not all there is. So
Mm.
we would like to be empowered beings. And by
Mm-hmm.
that, we mean being in alignment with our higher self, our inner self, our spiritual self, however you choose to phrase that, as opposed to going out here and doing things, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe over here we're like totally disconnected and not understanding why we're not getting the things. Um, we would like to help you to become empowered within yourself so that
Right.
whatever you do is successful. And it may be something you didn't even anticipate.
Mm-hmm.
That help?
That's beautiful. Yeah, and Jen, Dave added a beautiful comment by Jen. Um, I can't read it, but you definitely can. When you're watching right now, you see this beautiful comment also about alignment, and it's always fun.
I can see it,
Jen's.
Tineke.
Oh, you can see it.
I
Oh,
can. It says, yes, personal empowerment and alignment. Our coaches feel good first and share from their space of alignment.
well, here you go. That's beautiful. Oh, you're behind the computer.
I am.
So, that's why
Well,
you can
actually, I'm in
see
front
it.
of the computer, I think. But
Oh yeah, yeah. That's so funny because that's the difference. Yeah, that's a Dutch mistake because we in Holland we say we sit behind the computer,
yep, no,
and you sit in front of the
I
computer.
use the same phrasing.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's funny. That's beautiful. So I also understand that Ali, who is also a Best Life coach and instructor,
Awesome
she
too.
created an amazing video training, a pre-course. Can you share something about that?
Yes, she did. And it's really, really terrific, by the way. And that particular portion is totally free of charge. So you can
Mm-hmm.
sign up and take just that. And it's called Foundation. It's a foundational course. It is all about what we're about, what our philosophy is, I was just speaking of alignment and spirit and all that. She goes
Mm-hmm.
into specifics about what does that mean?
Right.
And what does it mean in our um,
From
using
our
those
perspective.
words. Yeah, thank you. From our perspective, exactly right.
Yeah.
It is also included in the best life in the level one certification.
Mm-hmm.
So when you register for it, it will all be included there and to be watched prior to the first live class.
Yeah.
But if you're not looking at the certification, you can go to Best Life Creation Society and simply look at that class as well. And it's
Mm,
well worth your time to do, whether you want to become certified or not.
right. So
Yeah.
when I would take the class,
Mhm.
how would it benefit me?
Are you talking about the coaching certification
Yeah,
class now?
like
Okay.
yeah. What will I get out of it? Can you share a little bit about it? And of course,
Sure.
it's for everyone different, right?
Yeah. Oh, well,
Because
of course.
yeah.
Generally speaking, if you're taking a class in how to become a life coach, which is what
Hmm.
this course is, you have somewhere in your thought process the possibility that you might want to become a coach yourself.
Hmm.
Um, that is where you will end up should you choose to. You will have the basic skills to be able to actually coach other people for money if you choose to make that a profession.
Hmm.
And not obviously not required. A lot of people don't want to. They want to add those skills to perhaps something they already do. Tineke, in your own case, you have a
Yeah.
profession. I have a profession. I did the same thing where I might not want to totally quit my profession and now
Hmm.
go out and okay, today I'm only a life coach, I don't do anything else. But
Right.
you may also have a profession where you can incorporate those coaching skills
Hmm.
into it, in addition to what you already do. So there's kind of a broad spectrum of what people might do with the skills that they learn.
Hmm.
The basic underlying is that if you want to become a life coach and have that as a profession, this would be where you would start.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, because I was going to mention also for people who are a coach or in the profession for many, many, many years, like me. It's a phenomenal class, really.
Mhm.
To have Sue as a teacher, it's fun. She is so amazing in
Ah,
explaining and helping you to move forward and to really empower you with
that's really what it's all about, right?
coaching skills. Yeah,
Yeah,
so true.
yeah.
So the practical stuff. Can
The
you
principal
share
stuff, is that what we said?
no, the practical
Practical stuff. Okay.
information. Yeah.
Well, no, I can't share that with you. I'd have to kill you if I told you I'm lying. No, I'm kidding. Sure.
Ooh,
From a
I'm
practice,
happy that I'm in Holland, Sue.
we have our ways.
Yeah.
From a practical standpoint, you will do in this class, you will learn the basics from a conceptual standpoint, from the
Hmm.
ideas and the understanding. You will also have an opportunity every week to that will help to reinforce what we include in class.
Hmm.
You have an opportunity to coach
Right.
and be coached every week, at
Hmm.
least a couple of times. And those assignments will depend on what the subject was or is for that particular week. So
Hmm.
everybody has lots of time to be able to practice and feel comfortable before moving to the next stage. So basically, we start with pieces, right? We
Yeah.
look at the overall concept and then we break it down into pieces so that the individual skills are learned and owned and you feel comfortable with them before you go out on the street with people that you don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, and
So it's not just
also
all book work. There is some book
right.
work, book work meaning like
Hmm.
understanding and exercises in class, not
Yeah.
reading a lot of books. But there's also the practical piece of it that comes right along the entire time. Playful. Dave.
Yeah.
Dave says
Oh,
Sue's always so playful.
so true.
It's because
It's
I
so
laugh at him a
true.
lot.
Yeah. And Tracy says the same.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, now you can see the comments.
Well, I see it like 1 second, and then they leave
Ah,
my.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And you also mentioned that you are being coached, and that is, I think, it was so important to experience. All the tools that we use in Best Life.
Yes.
To be coached, right?
Yep.
And yeah, to feel all the things, the shifts in energy, etc. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. I kind of look at it like, and a lot of the people that'll be taking the class are already coaches, right? And
Hmm.
that's always the case. People who've been through other systems or who've been through our earlier systems. So there's a lot of experience, but there's also a lot of inexperience.
Right.
And my thought has always been that if you don't have an opportunity to have some coaching done or to do an exercise for the
Hmm.
first time yourself, then you never know what it's like for your first time client,
Right.
right? So
That's
that's kind of
beautiful. And also to have, to have that open mind to really experience it
mhm.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I also heard, well, Jen told me, actually, Jen, our CEO,
A good source.
she shared that you're also
Pardon me.
able to, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
here
thanks.
you
Sorry.
are. Know that when you take the class, you're able to join a few other classes within Best Life, right?
Mhm.
So, so why is that, and why would that be beneficial?
Well, it would be beneficial to be able to hear other um, more experienced coaches
Mm-hmm.
working with people on the call. Some that are simply Best Life members and have no interest in becoming coaches themselves,
Yeah.
and also people who have experience as a coach. So it's an opportunity to have some exposure to various kinds of coaches because everybody
Mm,
has a slightly different style.
so
Not
true.
everybody's the perfect fit for everybody else. So you have an opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
see, okay, in real life, what did that exercise I did in class, what does that look like in real life?
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. And you can see the comments Jen just added, right? Can you read
Mm.
it?
Jen says, be prepared to learn in a whole new way, a way that feels good and flows forward in a feel good way. This opens you up to knowing and understanding.
Beautiful.
Amen.
And Dave is so excited for your class. It's so beautiful because, we have during the year, we have a few times this experience, this chance to do the level 1 certification.
Hmm.
So it's very special. And Jen also told me there are some few, how you call that? Places? Few spots left.
Spots.
Spots.
There are some
Yeah.
spots. Other, not just Dalmatians are allowed.
No. There are some spots left. So
Yes.
if you if you're watching it right now and you're interested, please reach out to Sue or to Jen. They love to give you the information, and we love to see you in a class, right?
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I would along those same lines, and I'm sure Jen will put this in the comments, and I can't see the comments below. The bestlifecreationsociety.com website would
See
be
it.
where great, where you would go for more information and where
Yeah.
you would go to sign up and all of that. So after you sign up, you'll get an email from our system,
Hmm.
and it will say something along the lines of thanks for enrolling in your level 1 certification with foundation class. And in that receipt, that's really a receipt, and in that receipt there's a purple button, and it's really easy to miss that purple button. Almost all of us have done it, just so you know. But it says access the course, so you want to click on that right away because that will
Oh,
give you an opportunity to put in your contact information for the class, not for the entire system. So
ah,
information you may want to change
yeah,
for your classmates to have access to might not be
yeah.
the same as what you wanted Best Life to have access to. And also, it will give you access to beginning to go through that first part series that we talked about with all the foundations with Ali. So it's really easy to miss that as a call to action, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
really important one to do.
I have to check it because I also
I did notice that you hadn't done that. Yes, actually. I wasn't going to say that
ah
in public, but now that you mention it, just saying.
so yeah, so for everyone, uh also people.
Done in the past. And so there will be some new information and some old information reframed and presented in a different context. So even if you've done it in the past, if you've done the classes in the past, you will still get a lot from this
Yeah.
class, in my view. In my view.
Yeah. And even when this class was totally the same as last time, you still will benefit.
Oh,
um
sure.
yeah, from it,
because
because
you're different,
yeah,
right? You're different
yeah,
than you were when you took it the first time. So you'll hear
yeah.
things differently. You'll understand things differently
Mm-hmm.
because now you've had an opportunity to use some of the things you learned in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun.
So what do you get out of it? What do you like the most?
I just have a blast. I think I have more fun than anybody else in the class, which
Uh-huh.
which is as it should be, of course.
Yeah.
I just love the opportunity to see people grow
Mm-hmm.
and to sort of hear, if not see, that aha moment and recognize that maybe something that a student does as an exercise that maybe they had done before, like you had mentioned,
Right.
got a whole new experience from it this time and a whole new understanding of it this time. And
Mm.
because of that, I get new understandings and new insight. I
Mm.
think I think I learn more probably than the rest of the class because I have, 10 or 20 of you giving me information.
Yeah.
It's great.
Wow. That's great. Yeah. So how many people do attend the class? About 10, 20? How
It
many?
varies. It varies a
Okay.
lot. And this class will be totally different than any other one. It's a 10-week class, and it's the longest one that we've done with
Mm-hmm.
this format. And so I don't have a good feel yet for how many, but there's already about a half a dozen. So I would guess somewhere between 10 and 20. And that's
Right.
that's guess. So please don't hold me to numbers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's perfect. Which day and the time and um, yeah,
Okay.
please share.
The live classes will begin on the 26th, which is a week
Mm-hmm.
from yesterday. And it is at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So for you all in
Right.
Europe, that's 1900 hours. If you're
Yeah.
in,
Same time
yep,
like this.
it will be. And somewhere in the middle of the class, I think there'll probably
Yeah.
be a time shift when I don't know who goes first off daylight savings
Yeah.
time, you guys or us. But when that happens, there'll be a 1 hour difference until the other side
Mm-hmm.
catches up. And we'll know that ahead of time. I just don't know it off the top of my
Yeah.
head what that date is. And prior to the live class, it's desirable to complete the portion of the class that's the foundational training that
Yeah.
elite. Yeah.
And you can check if we have done that, right?
Well,
Um,
well, I will inquire if you've done that or
yeah.
not because there's a couple ways you can do that. You can go to bestlifecreationsociety.com, click on classes, and go directly to the foundational class,
Right.
not the life coaching class, and listen to it. Or you can register for the certification class and it's contained within that. If you do it
Mm,
that way, then I will know exactly how much of it you've completed or if you've had an opportunity to do that. Otherwise, I'll inquire as to whether you
right.
did it another way because there are a couple ways you can get to that, and any of
Mm-hmm.
those are fine. They all work. So
Yeah, and it's really nice to do that first because then you have like the foundation piece, right?
yep,
And you know what you're talking about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the same vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
it's beautiful. Oh, it's so fun to start next week. Um, and is it an hour and
hmm
a half,
It's an
two
hour.
hours, an hour?
It's an hour. Yep. Yep. So it doesn't take a huge chunk out of anybody's day. We chose to make it a shorter class time and a longer number of weeks so that
Mm-hmm.
people had more time in between to
Right.
practice. And we do listen to what people say about the class. At the end, you'll
Mm-hmm.
be asked to do an evaluation, and that's an important thing because a lot of the changes we made this time were based on comments we got from in other classes. So we're always
Right.
looking to make it better, make it easier. May not be the right word, but better. Make it
Hmm.
more inspiring, more educational, mo better.
And also more time to really let it sink in,
Yes,
right?
and use it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what about when I'm not able to attend a live class? And can I still do it or not at all?
They are recorded, but
Mm-hmm.
I will say that by far you will get the most benefit out of the class if you attend the live classes.
Right.
Um, if you already know you're not going to be able to attend any of the live classes, I would wait for a class that you will be able to attend.
Mm.
Quite honestly, it is listening to recording is not the same as actively participating. You miss the questions, you miss the nuances.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really easy to get out of the habit of being in the class if you're only listening to
Right.
recording. So I would encourage you to be on as many live classes as you can. Yeah, I mean, life happens. It happens. There'll be a time where
Mm-hmm.
you won't be able to be on a class. That's fine. But make it your intent if you're going to take the class to actually be an active participant in the class.
Mm-hmm. And this is online, right? Is it also the focus on becoming an online best life coach, or um, can you make your own choice how to use it?
I'm not certain I understand your question.
So is the focus to coach like the other person online, so by telephone,
Okay.
etc.,
This
or
class, I got you.
live?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this class is actually mixed
Mm-hmm.
ways of doing things. Our coaching is not for the most part online. It is mostly on the telephone,
Yeah.
um, which can be online. Obviously, you can use messenger any way that you can contact or call, but it's usually by voice in some
Right.
fashion or another, and more often than not, without a face to face. And there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about
Mm-hmm.
that when we get in the class. We,
Mm-hmm. I'm curious.
well, briefly.
I have to wait 1 week.
No, you know,
Wow.
briefly, you want as few distractions as possible
Mm-hmm.
to really understanding um, where somebody's at. And
Yeah.
we do a couple of methods that involve muscle testing and that sort of thing from
Mm-hmm.
a distance, so that when we work with somebody with blocks,
Yeah.
which is all of us, right? We all have something that's at various times in our lives keeping us from taking the next step,
Yeah.
and it's our focus, right? I mean, it's what we focus on. So we'd like to be able to have as pure an indication for someone where that is, so that we can help them move forward to it,
Mm-hmm.
through it, without the distractions of the visual or the facial expressions or the
Right.
body language and mannerisms that we
Mm-hmm.
identify with ourselves, right? Because as I'm looking at you, I'm watching you nod your head. I'm seeing what's
Yeah.
happening in your eyes. I'm not doing a muscle testing over here in the corner to see, oh, gee, Tineke, you lied when you shook your head. Yes, you really meant no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it. But why
Yeah.
add that other whole level, right,
Yeah.
of distraction? Does that mean we never coach anybody in person? No, of course not. Sometimes we do. But probably you'll get a more direct experience
Mm-hmm.
if it's on the phone or not face to
Right.
face.
Mm. Well, oh, there's so much more to come and there's so much more to explore, right? So if you feel inspired and you're watching this, even when it's years from now, because we're developing, but the coaching certification will still be here. Reach out to us and get the information, because we love best life coaches, and also, yeah, the moving forward, because it's actually much different. So like the regular coaching, because so from my perspective, so is like I've been trained to look at problems, right? That was my education, to
Yep,
look at problems
most
and
of us.
to
Yep.
dig and to you know uh, go back all these years and probably blame the parents, etc.
Mhm.
Best life coaching is not about that at all.
That's right.
So yeah, I think it's beautiful because it really helps to move forward
Hmm.
and to be in the present moment
Hmm.
and to go forward,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. And having said that, we meet people where they are.
Right.
You know, some people are ready for certain things. Some people are not ready for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody just spent 25 years digging, it might take a little bit of getting used to not having to do that,
Yeah.
for instance, right? So there'll be a little bridge there if it's necessary. So um, we don't really care where you are. We
Mm-hmm.
really care that you're able to move forward towards where you want to be.
Mm. And you said a beautiful word, Sue, bridge. Like we, as a coach, we bridge, um, to help you to move forward,
Mhm.
right? To make the
Yeah.
connection
Yep.
and help you make the connection,
Yeah. And that
right?
connection is really with you.
Yeah.
It's you connecting the parts of you. How's that?
It's
You know,
you and you.
it's not you connecting with me, although if I'm your
Yeah.
coach and you don't connect with me, it's probably better if there's another coach.
Yeah.
But it's really all about connecting all the pieces of you, and so that everybody's on the same page. Everybody meaning all your parts and
Perfect.
pieces and thoughts and all that. Yeah. Very fun.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Sue, for all your inspiration. And, well, if you're watching, please join. It will be awesome. I will send Dave a message because I think he can't hear us, that he has to press, stop the recording. So I will do that right now.
I think he might have gotten ears somewhere along the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. He just commented, yes, bridging people something.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Dave. Well, thank you, Sue, and
Oh, my
happy
pleasure.
weekend for
Thank you so much for inviting
everyone.
me. Hopefully, you'll
Uh,
let me do this again.
yeah, of course. And now we have to wait. Well, it's still live. Oh,
I'm on
yeah,
it. He
he's
says,
on it. Yeah. Okay. It's perfect. Happy weekend
yes, you
and
too.
see you all soon. Bye
You
bye.
bet. Bye
Love you
bye.
all.
Love you. Love you.
Bye bye. And we are still live. This is so funny.
I have a
Oh.